Hey everybody, I have mixed up roughly 22 ounces of resin. I'm using Counterculture DIY medium viscosity and equal parts of A and B. So I did basically 11 ounces of each part, and I do exact equal parts. I don't do it by weight. I do it by the exact amounts in the same amount of each cup. And I'm going to do kind of that floral bloom. I've got an order for some white ones with the gold centers and white petals, and I've got two more that I'm going to do. I'm going to try it with the blue instead of a clear, just to see what it looks like. I'm not sure if it'll work or not. I'm going to use some pigment paste. I'm going to use Resin Angel White for my white. I'm going to put a little bit of Pearl X Macro Pearl into it to give it a little bit of shimmer. I'm going to use AdvancedMetallics.com Ultra Gold Brass for the middle of that. And I'm going to just do two blue coasters. It's Dragon Scale Pigment Paste by KS Resin, and tiny bit of that just to make it not clear but to have a little shimmer to it. And I'm going to use some extra fine glitter that has silver and kind of that teal color in it. So I'm letting my resin sit. I'm not in any rush, because with the flower 3D kind of look, you want that resin to really get to about the warming state where it's kind of like that perfect timing where it's almost thick like corn syrup and a little bit harder to stir. It's slightly warm. That's kind of where I want it to be consistency wise. So the key is to wait for it. So that's why I'm in no rush on this. I wanted to show you too, I am using these little beakers to do smaller mixtures, and they're plastic, so they're not flexible. But the great part about them is when your resin is cured, you can pull it literally out of the plastic beakers. This is what came out of my beakers. And you could totally cut this up and put it into resin. This one is kind of a pearlescent gold color. This one's just pink. But this is trash. But I just wanted to show you what will come out of those plastic beakers. That's the cool part about the plastic beakers, is you can peel that resin out as soon as it's dried up and use the beakers over and over again. So, and I've also got a cup ready for the white. I've got a piping bag in it, and I'm gonna probably do 3 to 4 ounces of white. And so the beaker only holds about 1.5 ounces, and then I have larger beakers actually, but I want to pipe it. I want to pipe it, the white out. So I've got 4 that I'm going to do, probably about 3.5 ounces of resin into them, and so that would be 14 ounces for the clear ones with the white petals and the gold center. And I'm just going to try out the 2 of the blue just to see how that works, using a color for the coaster and then do the white petals in that as well, but have glitter in the middle for that. That's 21 ounces that I need, plus I'm going to count my ounce or so of white and everything a little bit separate. So I'm hoping it'll work out just about right to have 3.5 ounces roughly in each coaster. I write on the backs of these with a permanent marker how many ounces they hold. and 4 of these are brand new because I wanted extra coasters. And the best thing to do before you ever pour into any mold is just take some duct tape or frog tape or whatever tape you have and make sure you've got any crumbs, glitter, hair, fur, dust. Just go around and make sure your coasters are totally cleaned out. It's very easy to accumulate hair and fur, and especially if you live in a house with animals, so you always do that first. I'm going to go ahead and put my clear resin into the 4 that are going to have the white petals and the clear. There's 2 sizes of beakers in the package, and I just remembered I have the bigger one, so I'm going to put this will hold 3.5 ounces. I don't need that much, so I'm going to do maybe 2 ounces. So I would need about 7 ounces for the blue color, bit for the gold part. Pigment paste, it does look like it's kind of settled and separated, so I'm going to give it a mix, and you can see how that oily part is mixing in with the beautiful mica shimmer. Okay, so the thing with this stuff is a little goes a long way, so I'm just basically going to put a little bit on the tip of my stick and see first how much that tints this. And I can tell this is already warming in this cup, but that's really good right there. It's still transparent, but it has shimmer. I'm going to leave it really kind of translucent. So that was all I need for that. Tell you what, the white, I think I have enough white. I'm not positive, but we'll go with it. So I'm going to just put my stick in. So it just basically, it's just the tip of my stick. I'm going to put that into my white and to my clear, mix it. So it's kind of a transparent white, which is really kind of what I want. I'm going to add some macro pearl to it to give it some shimmer. I move it away from the resin so that it doesn't get any of that powder in it while I'm stirring. And this will be the white that I put in for the petals. Okay, so I've got a little bit here in my little beaker, and I'm going to put the metallic gold in. I basically got it on a stick, so we're going to put that much in 2 times. So that's the ultra brass, which is really very pretty for a gold, a shimmery gold. And I'm going to set that aside, let it sit for a bit. So this should pretty much fill up these 2 molds right here. You can see the shimmer, but it's still on the stick, it's clearish. I'm going to use a heat gun instead of a torch because it will work better and not harm your molds. The resin has been mixed for about 30 minutes. I can feel the warmth of this white, so I know that it's getting to that stage where it's going to be harder to work with if I don't do it very, very soon. So I know that the point is almost there. Okay, I do short bursts of a torch to just remove any of those final air bubbles that are in the center or anywhere. I'm going to add this glitter straight into the gold. So it's going to be teal and gold. That's really pretty. So this is really thick. So it's hot to the touch, so I've got to work really fast. Okay, so these will be embellished, obviously. The white that I put in, I let it sit too long, it got too warm, and it turned basically to plastic and floated around in the resin. So I was able to yank it out, and I'm gonna do something arty with those. And these were just purely experimental. So I'm just going to take a peek at the back. This is less than 4 hours later. That's the beauty of counterculture. It really sets up fast, which I love, love, love that, because I'm not a patient person. So this one, the glitter, shifted a bit. So there it is on the reverse side. It's pretty. Nothing to write home about. So I may end up embellishing this as well. Maybe on this side to give it a little dimensional feel looking through it, and to cover that. I'm not sure. But then I would need to place it back in the mold. Well, I would need to put a resin top coat over it. So we shall see about that one. So anyway, this was definitely a learning experience for me. I'll probably show the snafu there and really like fast forwarded speed, so you really can't see me struggling while I'm burning my hands with the resin in the bag and everything. It was really crazy. It was a cray-cray moment. It's really pretty to see through, but like I said, it's nothing special, so I need to do something really special with these to make them unique. I'll have to dream up something. So I'm just going to lay these out. Now these, I don't think, I'll definitely do like gold edges maybe. I don't know. This one's still flexible. It's thinner. That's the weird part. That one has a little bit of white left in it, so that one kind of acted weird. But these I was able to get the white out very quickly. So what to do? So if I had waited if I had not waited as long as I did on these, this would have really come out pretty through the resin. But because I waited for it and it heated up and it was really to the end of its time to work with, it didn't sink down very far at all. But if it had, that would have been really, really beautiful on this side. This may just get some embellishing on both sides. I'm not really sure what I want to do with it, but it's going to get some work done. Both of them, all of them. I'm going to leave this one in the mold because it's still flexible. You learn from your mistakes. Yes, you do. But I always say, don't ever give up on something. When it comes to art, don't ever give up. There's always something to be learned. So this definitely's got to have something pretty painted on it, and it might just be a set of 3, depending on if this one ever sets up. It's set up on the top, it's just flexible. So I'll continue the video later.